think we use music because it's such a gift from the Lord, such a means of grace to help us quieten our hearts before the Lord, to warm our hearts where our love has grown cold. Singing helps us to meditate on God's promises. It gives us fresh energy to go into everyday life and face the things that we don't want to face, and to live obediently in difficult circumstances. It's a way of praying, I suppose. I think Augustine used to say that when you sing, you pray twice, and so it's almost a way of praying the prayer tool singing. It's speaking these truths out loud to ourselves, to each other before the Lord. Well, practically, if we're doing one session over a morning, say, so we might do 6 sessions over 6 months. If we're doing one session a morning, we'll do maybe 5 songs and have 3 at the beginning, kind of 2 at the end. And we're trying to use songs which complement the theme of that session for that day. So if we're thinking about sinful reactions and why our sin is a serious thing before the Lord, then we might sing songs of lament, give people a chance to put into song that they're sorry before the Lord, to confess as the psalmist would. Or if we're thinking about victory in Christ and what it means that Satan is defeated, we'll sing some songs about the resurrection and the power that is ours in Christ. And we're trying to balance as well the truth about God with what's in our hearts towards Him. So, for example, when we did the first session this year, we were thinking about our identity in Christ and what it means that we as Christians are called to be holy because God is a holy God. We sang the hymn Holy, 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 which speaks of God's character as being perfect in love and power and in purity. But then later in the morning we sang a song by Sandra McCracken called Come Light Our Hearts, which is more of a responsive song. That's more prayerful. It's what is in our hearts and what we want Him to do for us. So we're trying to do both of those things, to speak the truth to ourselves, to the others who are there, to the Lord, but also speaking to the Lord what it is that we want Him to do for us. And I suppose in the nitty-gritty practical elements, it's whatever works in your context in terms of the resources that you use. It doesn't have to require a whole lot of people or a whole lot of preparation. When Building on the Rock started, they used CDs because they didn't have musicians, but now I'll usually just play the piano or the guitar by myself and lead people in song. You can have a band if you want to. I think it's easier to be spontaneous and it's a more intimate atmosphere, which is what we want. We want people to be vulnerable with the Lord. It's between them and Jesus, and we don't want to distract them from that.